prefer a guy that is around your age, but he's very ambitious and he's going places? Or would you rather have someone that's 10, 15 years older and he's there?
Someone my age and is going places.
Okay.
What do you mean by he's there?
Let's career-wise. So one guy has a business, he's successful. One guy's starting one, and it could go either way. But he's very driven, and you think he's going somewhere.
It depends on the.
They're both marriage-minded, both same.
Oh, okay. Well, the older one then.
You'd pick the older.
Yeah.
Why?
Just because they have more experience, they're more wise, and because they've had more experiences, I trust their ability to lead.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main reason.
One thing I want to say about this woman, just you can tell by her demeanor, by the way that she asked Pearl the question, and even by the tone of her voice, that she is somebody who is going to be able to be cooperative with her spouse. Okay, she's not ignorant to what it's going to require to be in a relationship. She's not ignorant to the fact that she is going to be able to learn something. And even the fact that she's stating that she would rather be with somebody who's a little bit older, a little bit more experienced, just so even innately, you know, she knows that she's going to be with somebody who knows more or has more knowledge than she has. She's not putting herself in a position with somebody who she even can look beneath or look down on them. Should she either way? No. But she's like the type of person who's not even going to put herself in that position to even possibly be able to know more than her spouse. She wants to be sure that it's somebody who does know more than her because she wants to learn. She wants to be able to get more knowledge. She wants to be led and guided. You know, so just by that alone, you can kind of tell by her demeanor that she probably will be with somebody who's a little bit older than her, and she's going to know how to deal with the situation.
Why do you say no? Or the younger one?
For me, it's like we'll be more on the same page. And like we can understand each other a little bit more. Even though if he's more of a leader, I don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're building something together.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if a guy is already made it, sometimes they kind of may belittle you and just undermine you a little bit and kind of control you. That's where the control could come in to it, as well as them being older as well. It's like they feel like they know better than you, so you don't really.
So now we see two sides to the same coin. We have somebody who's saying, I want somebody who's older than me because I know that they know more than me, and I know that they'll be able to teach me, lead me, and guide me. Now we have somebody who's saying, I don't want somebody who knows too much more than me because I don't want to feel small. And to me, it just sounds like the only thing that's talking is her ego, because she's not going to like how it's going to make her feel that somebody knows more than her, and she doesn't want to have to be in that vulnerable state.
Whereas if you're dating somebody who's around the same age as you, it's like you two are coming up together, and I'll say like a success story, for example, like nowadays women will go for a guy that has money. Like, okay, that's their preference, but it's like sometimes it's like guys don't believe there's still women out there that will go for a guy that's still trying to make it. As long as you have ambition, that is it. If you're a guy, you don't have money and you have no ambition, then I can understand I wouldn't really want to be with you. However, if you have the ambition and the drive and I can see that, then why not? By all means, we can make it together.
Yeah, and you have something to back up that ambition too, right? Like, that makes sense,
I think one of the problems that I've got with that is that if you are dating a guy who's, how can I say? If you're dating below, okay, you normally make him a project, and you kind of a woman might.
She took the words out of my mouth, okay? She said you normally make them a project. If that ain't the truth.
They'll see the vision of him being a bus driver, but really he's a cleaner. So they'll work on that when really they should be working on themselves. And that's the problem that I have with that. What? Like, I've got my goddaughter, you know, if I say to her, oh, she's now 34, I think you'll be suited to someone who's 37. She'd think, oh, that's too much of a big man. And I'm thinking, that's ideal for you, not the guy that you've just, you know, left, the guy that you're not with, who was kind of relatively your age. But you had to kind of work on him to be the person that he is today.
Yeah.
That took a lot of work and hard, you know, like disappointment. And now she's not with him. So at the end of the day, for me, I actually want to meet someone at a higher level. I don't want a come up. I can't. I just don't think that it will suit me, basically.
Women would rather somebody who is, like she said, a project, or somebody that they think is beneath themselves, or somebody that is on the same level with them, so that they can still be immature in their ways, so that they're not forced to be more mature than they want to be at the time. They can blame it on their age, oh, we young, or this and that. And also because they can somehow try to like pull the wool over the guy's eyes a couple of times when it comes to certain situations. Because when you do deal with a man who is more mature, who's older, who's wiser, sometimes maturity is not even that he's that much older. It could be a year, 2 years, but his mindset, right? But when you deal with that man, he's very, it's very seldom that he's going to deal with the nonsense, right? It's very seldom that he's going to, you know, just take whatever you say and work with it. No, he's going to be pressing you to be the best version of yourself, because he's already at a certain stage. He doesn't have time for the game. So if you want to play games, and if you still want to, you know, run around or whatever it is, you still want to act immature, more times than not, that woman is going to say that she wants to be with somebody who is her age or the same age. When a woman wants a man who's a little bit older than her, she's looking for something a little bit more serious and more stable.
Or patience for that.
What about when you were younger? Would you have had the same answer?
I think when I was younger, I didn't know what I know now, today.
And what do you know now?
Self-love is very important, is key. And also what's key is, where do you want to go in 5 years? Mm-hmm. I mean, do you just want to be a girlfriend for 10 years? Mm-hmm. How many girlfriends do you think you want to be? Mm-hmm. Why not, you know, think more serious? If you think serious about your life, you're going to get serious outcomes. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I started old. I started when I was 30.
Like
so I think
dating seriously when you were 30?
Dating, going out with men, first experience 30. Now, if I knew what I know now, it would have been different. Mm-hmm. You know, I would have married. I wouldn't have divorced. Mm-hmm. I would have had my kids, you know. Mm-hmm. So it would have been...
I think it's for her to be sharing her wisdom as somebody who's saying that she genuinely wishes that she did it differently. I really respect her for that. I really, really respect her for that. Because some women go through all that stuff, and even though they know that they're the ones who did the wrongdoing, they turn around and spread this lie to younger women, and it's kind of like a manipulation tactic so that they can have more company in their misery. So they will turn around and be like, oh, men ain't this, men ain't that, that's why I've been divorced, that's why I ain't got kids, because men. And she's like, no, like, if I knew what I know now, I would have made different choices. And so I'm telling you, the younger women, what I do know now, so that you will make different choices. I love that.
Did you get divorced?
Oh, I'm not divorced.
Oh, I thought you said you would have gotten
I wouldn't have got divorced.
You wouldn't have gotten divorced?
Yeah.
So I said, when did you get divorced?
I didn't. I haven't. What I said was that I would not have been divorced, because I think I had quite traditional values back then. I wanted to be married. I wanted kids. That kind of thing.
I think I understand.
Like, I
don't think that I would have.
You would, yeah. If you had a different mindset, you would have probably married and you would be divorced by now.
No. What I meant was that I would have married, and that would have been it. I wouldn't have been thinking about divorce. Because sometimes when people get into relationships, they think that this is not going to last.
Oh, so you were scared of getting divorced, so you were afraid to get married.
Yeah, but I would have done it.
I was so confused.
Yeah.
Something quickly about the guy on a come up. I think there is a difference between a guy that says he's on a come up and there's no proof in the pudding versus a guy where, you know what, last year you didn't even have a job. Now you've got a job. Next year you've got a promotion, right? He might not be there yet. But I guess going back to Pearl's question, what if he was on a genuine come up? Like there was proof in the pudding, he wasn't just saying it.
Can I? Yeah. Okay. Talking from experience. Okay. It depends. I feel like it depends about the person that you are, and where do you want to go yourself. Because personally now I'm really driven, trying to open my business. I had 2 business with my ex-boyfriend, been together 4 years. Blah, blah, let's do this together, blah, blah, blah. Perfect. I wasted time. Stayed there. We built the 2 business together. Now I'm leaving him. And you know, when you do the meeting, you draw someone out. So you did. So imagine, like, maybe you're thinking, now, for what I want to achieve in life, because I'm there, I want to open my business, you know, and got a few, like, business plan there already on the table, waiting for some investors to put some money in. I would love to have some money already that is there because my ambition and my drive wants someone that already know that can like help me out for the come up. Do you know what I mean? Someone is working for it. Is not 100% sure, but it depends on the person that you are though. But I feel like if you guys are really love and you believe in each other, like, you know,
Yeah.
probably
So-
both of them. But personally, I would be with the older man that's already there.
You'd be the older
Yeah.
man.
Can I just add on?
Everything doesn't work for everybody. Let's start there. Every single thing doesn't work for everybody. Every woman is, you know, as she said, she wants somebody who's older, who's already figured it out because she's trying to figure her own self out, right? So for her in particular, it wouldn't be a good balance for him trying to figure his self out and her trying to figure herself out because they're both sitting there, you know, trying to make it for her. But for other women, that's actually the sweet spot. They're trying to figure it out. He's trying to figure it out. They get together and they finally figure it out together. And it you know, grows it builds such a strong bond between the two of them because they've had to, you know, work for it together. So it depends on the mindset and what you're willing. I mean, every single relationship is not going to be built the same way. So it's generally like what works for you. But don't be lying to yourself, because some women be lying to themselves that they don't want the guy who's on the come up because of what their homegirls would think, but they genuinely love him, you know, and care for him and want to see him do good and can even assist him to wherever it is that he wants to be, but won't do it because of what their homegirls is saying. So you just got to be authentic with yourself. Know what you can and can't handle.
So when I say like, if I want to date a guy that's on the come up, we have to align. So I know I'm dating you to marry. That's where the common ground will be. That's why communication will be key. Also, I'm not necessarily gonna give my all to him. We also have to have that understanding that I need time for myself to better myself. Also, I'm not gonna date somebody knowing that I still need to work on myself. I need to work on myself first before I start dating. Yeah. And then when we do come together, it's like we can help each other in a way where each other's helpers. So as a woman, I'm a Christian. I understand that the man is the leader, he's the head. And then I'm the helper and I've got to submit. And not, when people hear the submission thing, they think of it in the wrong way. When I say submit, it's just be there for him, respect him and support what he says. I'm the neck. He wouldn't be the head without me. So I'm just as important. Mm-hmm. So we also have to like communicate well and know that, okay, me and you dating is for this purpose, to marry. So I'm not playing about, because that's where I'm at this stage of my life. I'm not just dating to date. So I'm not going to date like 5 different men because I don't have time for that. Mm-hmm. I'm working on me. I'm working on my business. The same with him. So as long as we have that understanding that we are dating to marry.
Okay, I mean, I understand where she's coming from, but there's one thing that I do want to say that I think people need to figure out, that it needs more context, right? And that's the fact that some women say that, you know, I can't date nobody until I'm done working on myself. And to some extent, that's true, right? Some people need to go to therapy first before they involve anybody in their past traumas, in their drama, in their emotional instability. They need to work things out first. But I think that some women use that as an excuse to just remain selfish and prolong the work that's going to have to be put in anyway. Because as much work as you're doing on your own, when you get into a relationship with somebody, it's going to be a whole new set of work, because you now have to mend who you are with who this person is and blend the two, right? Which is not easy. You're going to go through some growing pains. You know, it as long as you are compatible enough, it should not be as, you know, treacherous, but it's always going to be work involved in that blend. Right? So I think that some people need to differentiate. Is it some like mental health work? Is it this? Is it that? Or is it the fact that, like, you know, you just don't want anybody to tell you what to do, and you're going through longer years of still being by yourself because you don't want to go through that and don't want to go through that? What do you think is going to happen when you finally get into that relationship? You're eventually going to have to deal with what you've been avoiding, and because you're getting older, it's going to be harder for you. But let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you.